Hello, everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is Monday, and it is January 16th. We have one meeting to tell you about, and that will be this afternoon at 1:30, and that is the GRF Media and Communications Committee meeting. That will be in the boardroom as well as virtual. If you want to follow along virtually, you need to go to the website at lagunawoodsvillage.com and go to the agenda, and you can click on the link that is in there. All right, on our show today, we have Lenny Ross, who is here on behalf of the United Mutual, and he will be giving us an update from their meeting that they had last week. And then we have Bill Crawford, who is here on behalf of the Laguna Woods Lodge. All right, well, we had a lot of rain this weekend, and we're still looking at more rain today, but it won't start up again until this afternoon. But we are looking at sunny skies for at least a couple of days. Today we are looking at showers, like I mentioned, that won't be starting up again until this afternoon, 58-46. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, 57-38. Again, Wednesday, mostly sunny, 58-44. Then we have rain again on Thursday, 60-43. And then we begin a nice, sunny consecutive days, 62-45. Our sunrise this morning was at 6:55, and our sunset will be at 5:07. And that picture in the background is from Pebble Beach last week when they had all that horrific rain. And then, of course, today is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and I wanted to tell you his quote: "Forgiveness is not an occasional act, it is a permanent attitude," in honor of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. A couple of announcements. Get some free mulch provided by many of our clippings that we have here in the village, as well as our Christmas trees. So you can get this for free at Clubhouse 3 and 5 on the following days: January 27th through the 30th, April 28th through May 1st, and August 25th through the 28th. You will want to bring your own shovel and container, as they don't have any to help you out. Then also there's a message here in regarding trash bins. Please prevent pests from entering the trash and recycling waste bins that are near your location. Make sure the bins are closed, and the General Services Department would like to thank you for doing that. All right, when we come back, we will have Lenny Ross, so stick around.
The California Attorney General, Ron Bonta, issued a consumer alert on hearing aids sold over the counter or online. Quote, "While hearing aids sold online or over the counter may appear to be more cost effective than traditional hearing aids, they may not properly address your particular hearing loss needs, or they may be outright scams." He goes on to say, "Get checked by a licensed hearing professional and beware of misleading claims. Call Advanced Ear Care today for answers on over-the-counter hearing aids and options. Tell them Stuart sent you."
Hi, remember us?
We're back,
Christine and Jack from the Jewelry Box.
which is now the Jewelry Box Estate Buyers.
Relocated in a new spot in our old shopping center.
But we're still Orange County's preeminent buyer of gold, jewelry, watches, and flatware.
And we're still a full jewelry repair center. And with our 3 graduate gemologists, we're still here to appraise your special pieces.
And like always, at the Jewelry Box Estate Buyers,
It's about trust.
Laguna Woods Dental Care, our goal is to serve and provide dental services to the residents of Laguna Woods. Dr. Mohsen Mahmood is currently specializing in senior dental care from USC Dental School and has been serving the Laguna Woods community for over 16 years. At Laguna Woods Dental, our top priority is your overall wellness, ensuring your current medications do not affect your oral health. We offer a convenient plan for $250 a year that includes exam, x-rays, and all types of cleanings are covered. Our office is located right outside of gate number 3. Come book your appointment today.
Now at LA Carpet & More, you can transform your old bath into a new walk-in bathtub or shower in as little as 2 days. Plus, save 50% off and get 5 years 0% financing. It's easy, affordable, and fast. With 35 years in business and serving over 300,000 satisfied customers. Call 800-684-4100 for an appointment or visit one of our showrooms.
LA Carpet, #1 for you.
Welcome back. As I mentioned, we have Lenny Ross here, who's going to give us an update from the United Mutual board meeting. Well, welcome. Nice to see you.
It's nice to see you too.
We were just thinking that we had such beautiful rain and it makes everything so green, but we're ready for it to be over, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. but we need the water.
We
so
do
it's
need the
good.
water, so hopefully it'll be very interesting to see how much of a dent it does make in our water supply. All right, so you had a big meeting last week and lots of things to cover, so I'm just going to have you jump right in.
Okay, so several things. We had our board meeting last week, but we also had a town hall last Friday, and I'll go into some of the major things that came up in our board meeting. One of the things that came up was the current anti-harassment policy, which was combined with GRF, and United decided to vote against the policy. And the main reason was that we do need to have an anti-harassment policy, but because Third, in their decision, they voted to go on their own and have their own policy, their own anti-harassment policy.
All right.
And United decided that because Third represents half the population of the community, we decided to go the same route and not have a shared policy with GRF, but have our own policy.
Okay.
And that's essentially the reason that we voted against it. We know that there's a real need to have a policy for anti-harassment to protect our employees and our directors and our residents and from harassment. And so we will have a policy. It will probably be just United's policy going forward.
Okay, so then United will have their own, as well as the other boards are going to do their own thing.
Right.
So is there anything different in your policy that differs from the others, or
No,
is it
it's
about the same?
Pretty much the same.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty much the same. And VMS, which is in charge of the employees, they have their own policy as well.
Right, right.
And so I think that's the direction that we're going to move, in the same direction that all the other mutuals have moved.
Well, and I suppose that if you have your own, then it's easier to change and modify going forward rather than having everybody else have a consortium.
That's exactly right.
Okay, all right, makes a lot of sense. All right, perfect. What else?
And then the other thing is we do listen to residents. Our board of directors do hear your complaints and your concerns. And one of the things that we have acted on is an issue regarding lighting in our community. And the feeling in many of our cul-de-sacs is that the available lighting is insufficient to protect our residents at night. Some of our cul-de-sacs do a very good job with lighting, some do not.
Right.
Some are very dark. So what we've come up with is, and that we're announcing at our town hall, and we announced at our board meeting, is that there is budget for this year for lighting to supplement the current lighting in our cul-de-sacs. And secondly, is that there's a very simple form to fill out. It's a one-page application.
Okay.
It's called Walkway Lighting Request Form.
Okay.
And I've got a copy of it right here.
Okay, and where can they get that?
And they can get that at the membership services.
Okay.
Contacting them, or contacting the executive CEO directly, her CEO office. She would be glad to provide a copy of this.
Okay.
And so it needs to be filled out, completed, and then sent, and the boards will review it with staff. And if the feeling is that the lighting is needed, it will be added this year. And so I think this is an important answer to a lot of residents' concerns, because the lighting is very bad in some areas, causes safety hazards.
Yeah.
People trip and fall, and it's not safe. So this we feel could help in our community.
Now, is the majority of the lighting in the area more like a yellowy colored lighting and not more of a white color?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. And I assume that originally when you put things in, you don't want it to be too bright, because then you have so much brightness that directs outward.
Right.
However, when you take into consideration folks who may have trouble seeing, that's kind of a tough balance.
Yeah. Well, we did a walkway lighting program about 3 or 4 years ago, and that program has fluorescent lights in our community, but the feeling is that that's insufficient to take care of many of the darker areas in our cul-de-sacs. And so this would act to supplement those lights.
All right.
So hopefully that'll help.
Perfect.
Yeah. And the other area is And this came actually, a resident of United sent us a letter a couple months ago, and he was concerned about the area on El Toro that's south of Gate 1 going to the shopping center. And in his area where he lives, in that area, he and other residents were concerned that people walking along El Toro could hop the wall, could get into our community illegally, and could cause problems. And so he had requested, he had sent us a detailed letter, and thanks to him, we've made some changes. One of the things we've done is we've installed cameras on El Toro to take a look at the activity in that area. And we found that there was nothing illegal going on or minimal illegal action. But in addition to that, he had requested the Shepherd's Crook project to be completed in that area. And we had planned to complete that over the next 3 years. But because of his letter, we decided to expedite the process and complete it this year.
Oh, okay.
And so the Shepherd's Crook, for those of you who don't know, is adding additional metal on top of the existing wall.
Yeah.
And it looks like a bent metal.
Yeah.
I have a hard time explaining it, but if you saw pictures of it, you would
Kind of like
know.
a candy cane type thing.
Yeah. And so we're going to extend that program and finish that project in that area to, in answer to his request and other neighbors in his request this year.
Yeah.
And so that should help alleviate some of the concerns in that area.
Well, that makes sense. And you know what? I think it's something that our security has always mentioned, see something, say something, even if even though they may not think it's something, right? Because look what that did, is it made a difference in the protection of the community.
Right,
So.
and we encourage people to come to our meetings, send letters to me and other board members, because we do respond. And this is an example of how we did respond.
Great.
So,
Good. And then I know you mentioned the town hall. I'm jumping ahead.
Yeah,
Am I jumping ahead, or do you have anything else?
No, that's good.
Okay, perfect.
The other thing was the town hall, which the major subject was HO6 insurance. And why is that important for our residents? Well, HO6 insurance protects our residents in case of they've added a lot of upgrades in their manners.
Right.
And many of them have. And if you have significant upgrades in your manor and there's a water leak from a pipe, and the association will fix and repair the water leak, they'll repair the walls, but anything that's upgraded, like the flooring or the tile or the counters or the appliances, if those are upgraded, they won't repair or replace those. And so that could represent, tens of thousands of dollars in exposure. So to protect the residents, we recommend that you contact your insurance agent, and if you don't already have it, you should consider getting an HO6 insurance policy just to protect you in case that should happen.
You can almost look at it as an upgrade policy.
That's right.
So anything that has been upgraded since you originally purchased it, you need to have an upgrade policy, because you always refer to it HO6, but then you think about what it covers, and it really just covers that. So I was going to ask you if that's a supplement on top of what is already provided. So
a lot of people have renter's policy, and renter's policy will just cover your contents. But if you've upgraded those contents, and it won't protect you, it won't protect those particular items, but it will protect your content, your clothing, your
computers,
valuables, those things.
Yeah.
But it won't protect your flooring and your upgraded tile and those things, which are the more expensive items.
Exactly. Well, and then also renter's insurance has a maximum amount of dollars too that you could, and obviously it wouldn't even come close to covering many of those appliances, and certainly the flooring for sure. So good stuff. And you guys had, was it Farmers Insurance?
Yeah, it was actually State Farm.
State Farm. Okay, State Farm. Okay, good. And so out of that meeting, you know, you're having a Zoom meeting, I think it was today.
Oh, right.
And that is through which insurance company?
That's USI, and that's a different form of insurance.
Oh, that's totally different, okay.
But that is insurance, and as you know, property insurance has increased a lot.
Yeah.
And 4 years ago, United paid about $700,000 a year for property insurance. This last year, it was $4 million. And so it's increased a lot. And we're going to be meeting with a new insurance company that believes they can save us money for property insurance.
Okay.
We're going to be having a Zoom meeting later today to talk about that. The presidents and other board members are going to be meeting with them.
But is that the same property insurance that you referred to if there was a leak?
No, that's
it's
different.
totally different.
This
Okay.
is for fire protection.
For fire protection.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
Yeah,
All right.
because fires have been out of control in California and have increased the cost of our property insurance. And this is to try to control that. And this is finding another source that may be able to save us some money.
Yeah, and plus zoning is changing a little bit too. And it's unfortunate because there are people who bought here and many areas that weren't fire zones to begin with, and then all of it, now they've become fire zones.
That's
so
right.
it's kind of an ongoing process.
It
So,
is.
all right, excellent. And you said that Zoom meeting is today. So when will you have more information about that?
Well, for sure, by our next board meeting, we'll have
Okay.
more information.
Okay.
So again, welcome to our board meetings. And in addition, there's one other thing I wanted to mention, is that in March, a couple months from now, we're going to start our budget process for 2024.
I bet you can't wait.
Which is it's a long process, but
Yeah.
and those meetings are open to our members.
Right.
So we encourage you to come to those meetings because everyone cares about assessments.
Yeah.
And everyone wants to control those. And so help us do that by coming to those meetings.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate all of the information. Good luck to you in this year, and especially in the budget process.
Thank you.
All
Thank you
right.
very much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
If you want more information, especially about the application for lighting, you can always send an email to generalmanager@vmsinc.org, and they will direct it to the appropriate person. We'll be right back.
Who is RadNet? You've probably heard our name and seen our commercials, but you still might not know who we are. RadNet is the largest provider of outpatient imaging services in the United States, with over 8,000 employees and almost 400 imaging centers in 7 states. Likely, if you have had diagnostic imaging, you have experienced RadNet's high-quality, cost-effective imaging services. With 35 years of expertise, RadNet is leading into the future with advanced technology and the very latest AI technology. We are positioned for the future of healthcare. RadNet, leading radiology forward.
Hi folks, this is Dan O'Weiler with Sterling Financial Advisors. We've been around for a long time, been on ThisDay with Lisa, and just wanted to know that we're still in business, even through the pandemic. We still have the opportunity to now meet with people individually in person, and we'd like to invite you to give us a call if it would make some sense. If you're doing some planning for retirement, please give us a call. We'll be happy to meet with you. Thanks so much.
Welcome back. Well, as I mentioned, we have Bill Crawford here on behalf of the Laguna Hills Lodge. Well, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Nice to have you on. And, you know, the Laguna Hill Lodge is just this tucked away little place. And I don't think a lot of people really drive by or see. I mean,
That's true.
you know, it's been around for a long time, though, huh?
Long time. We've owned it for 50 years.
Wow.
And it's not just that we've been in the Laguna Hills area that long, but the residents of Leisure World or Laguna Woods actually built the hotel.
Okay.
In 1968, it's kind of a cute story. The story is that at that time when Leisure World was being built, you know, grandkids would come to visit Grandma and Grandpa, but there was no place to stay. There was no hotel.
Right.
It was all, you know, orange orchards and bean fields. And so 20 residents of Laguna Woods each put in $5,000 and built the first 2 buildings.
Wow.
Because they wanted a place for their kids to stay.
Absolutely.
So you might guess, Lisa, after a while, with 20 owners, there's not not always agreement.
Yeah.
They used to have their meetings at a savings loan nearby, and that savings loan my dad was involved in.
Oh, wow.
And one day there was this huge disagreement in the conference room, and he had to go in and put a stop to it. And they said, "We want to sell."
Oh, wow.
And my dad said, "I'll buy it."
Wow, look at
So
that.
they built a hotel in '68. We bought it in '72. So this is our 50th year.
Wow, well, that is awesome. And it is a beautiful property.
Thank
We're
you.
showing a couple pictures right now where you have lots of flowers and trees. I like that. I think it's nice when you can go to a place that's not just all concrete.
Right. A lot of chain hotels might have a sterile look to it, but we don't. We have 350 varieties of roses.
Oh, wow.
450 rose bushes, mostly on the perimeter of the property. 80 bougainvillea and clematis that espalier on the walls and stuff. So, April, May is a great time to visit because there's flowers all over the place. It's beautiful.
Right. And the nice thing is, when you have a good staff, right? You have a staff that cares for all of these beautiful plants and landscaping.
Right.
And one thing that's interesting is that you said that most of your staff's been around for a while.
A long time. And with COVID, there was some changes in the industry.
Sure.
So the average tenure used to be 3 years in the hotel industry for a staff person, and now it's down to 2.5 with COVID. My average tenure at the lodge is 10 years.
Wow.
We find good people and keep them, but we've got some real special people like our housekeeping manager, Anna, 42 years.
Oh my goodness.
Maintenance manager, takes care of the landscaping stuff, 41 years. And when you have good people, it makes all the difference in the world.
You must be easy to work for.
I don't know. I don't know. So one thing, we mentioned COVID, which had an impact on the hotel business.
Right.
When you have a problem like that, you start making decisions, and there's a business decision you make. Our occupancy went from 77% to 17%.
Oh, jeez.
So you start looking hard at things, but then you have a business family decision to the staff. So we chose to stay open, and that was a great decision because we wound up keeping 22 or 24 people.
Yeah,
and now we have them, and they continue to do a great job, and people make all the difference in the world. Actually, I think when your viewers consider the lodge, one of the things they'll look at is the reviews.
Yeah.
And we have over 5,000 customer reviews online and from all the OTAs. You add them all up, with an average score of 4.2 out of 5, which is, for an economy hotel, is great. Anyway, the staff gets the credit for that.
Well, that's awesome, and that's great. And then the other thing I wanted to mention is, since you've been here for so long, you're not just a place to stay. You also are community involved.
Right.
And you do give back to a couple of different charities. Tell me about those.
There's a couple of them that we really like a lot that your audience might consider. One is called SPIN, Serving People in Need, and they deal with homeless. And they try to make people self-sufficient. They call it hand up instead of a hand out.
Okay.
And 92% effective, so if somebody goes on the program, very successful, and 88 cents on the dollar gets to the homeless person.
Oh, that's
It's
great.
only 12%, admin costs and like that. So SPIN gets lots of credit, probably the best, if not one of the best, charities in Orange County dealing with homeless.
I'm glad you mentioned it because I had not heard of that one. Have they been around a while?
Since 1987.
Oh, wow.
I think the number is a huge number of families, 76,000 families, and they focus on families.
Okay.
You have a lot of single women that have kids, and they're living in their car.
Oh.
They find them a job, get them a place to live, and it works really well.
Great.
The other charity I think your audience knows
Oh,
well
yes.
is the Memorial Hospital.
Oh, yeah.
And we've, in particular, you look around for a charity and you look for a couple things. What kind of work do they do, and how efficient are they? The money has to get to the recipient, the beneficiary. And so we took a look at Memorial, and the unit in particular that we liked a lot was the pediatric intensive care unit. And what really grabbed me is in doing a tour, you walk into an emergency room, Lisa, how you would feel, and you see it loaded with baby cribs.
Oh, yeah.
So we look at that and we decided we're going to, support this. So we bought a room for them,
Oh, nice.
and their unit is in Long Beach. the pediatric intensive care unit.
Yeah.
And it's tied for the largest in California with UCLA. So it's a huge unit, and anybody in Southern California that has a child with a problem, that's where you want them to go.
Yeah.
Great doctors, great nurse practitioners. Nurse practitioner is a nurse with a master's degree.
Exactly.
So they have a beautiful staff, and it's worth consideration. So those are the two that we like, the charities, and we think they make a difference.
Well, you know, and you make a difference, right? Because you've been a part of the community for so long, and I think people really like that about an organization, that if you're giving back, then they're going to want to support you as well, right?
Right.
And then let's talk a little bit about your location. I mean, you're right off of El Toro Road.
Right, and we're right next to Laguna Woods. We're on Paseo de Valencia, I think just close to Gate 5, right next to City Hall and across the street from the mall, Five Lagoons Mall. Actually, that's one of the benefits. The mall is being remodeled, you know.
That's right.
So my guests can walk across the street.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
And hopefully they'll have lots of great shops. Plus, you're not too far from the beach, and you're not too far from Irvine and the Great Park and all that, so you're really centrally located.
Absolutely true. So it's a 10-minute drive to Laguna Beach, 20-minute drive to Disneyland, and so we do have a special location. And the mall, from what I hear, $500 million investment. My customers will walk across the street when that's done. Theaters, great shops, restaurants.
That'd be nice. That would be nice for everybody in Laguna Woods, for sure.
Absolutely, everybody will enjoy that.
It's been needed for so long.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I wanted to let our residents know, that you do have a special offer.
Absolutely, and we've had it for a while for our garden rooms, which is our better rooms, 30% off.
That's great.
Which is a very attractive offer, and I think that they'll enjoy it. We do get a lot of customers from Laguna Woods, so thank you for your business.
That is great, because, you know, in these times right now, 30% off is a welcome thing.
Yeah, with inflation and everything.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
And so we're pretty affordable. We're an economy hotel, and that, you know, so it's affordable.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for
Thank you for
all of
inviting
the
me.
information. We really appreciate it.
It was nice to be here.
You too.
Okay.
If you want more information, of course, you can always go to their website, or you can call 949-830-2550. We'll be right back. Our movie for today is called Elvis Nixon, and you can catch that today at 2 p.m. with subtitles and 6 p.m. without subtitles. Brought to you by Harvard Eye Associates. All right, let's take a look at our weather. It is looking a little ominous, but we do see some blue skies, so that's good. We are going to have a clear day for the most part, and I say clear meaning we won't have any rain until later today. 58-46 tomorrow, mostly sunny, 57-38. Wednesday, also mostly sunny, 58-44. Thursday, rain again, 60-43, and then sunshine on Friday, and for a few days after that, 62-45. Have a great Monday. We'll see you again tomorrow right here on Village Television. You can always rewatch our program at 12:30 and 5, or go to our YouTube channel, Village Television. Have a great day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.